Hello and welcome to my second Let's Play of Battle Brothers with the Legends mod. So I did a run with the Crusader start before and that definitely ended up living up to its one skull difficulty level. So I decided to do something a little bit more difficult. So we are doing the Beast Slayers and we may only have a maximum of 14 people in combat. We will not recruit the Vala, so we won't get any chance. We might find some runes, but we cannot craft runes. And combat recruits after day 25 must have the Hate for Beasts trait. So let's take a look at this Beast Slayers starting scenario. Just 2 skull start. You and your kind make your living by hunting down the many beasts that beset villages on the fringes of civilization. It is dangerous work, but it pays well enough and there is always a bigger beast to slay and more crowns to earn. So we start with 3 beast slayers and decent equipment as well as some beast trophies. Beast slayers gain a unique trait when fighting beasts, and there's a chance to find others that support your cause. We see tracks from further away, and this description claims that recruits gain Escape Artist, but that is incorrect. Apparently, new recruits all gain a random favored enemy perk instead, which is, I think, fine. Whatever. Would appreciate this text being changed, but okay. And we are also expert skinners. Each beast we slay has a 50% chance to drop an additional trophy. However, this is the downside: prejudice. Most people do not trust your kind. Get 20% worse prices. 20% is huge. And that will make the early game and early mid game especially far more difficult than it was with the Crusader. So we will need to offset that by finding a peddler or anyone with the pecuniary perks, so we can somewhat lessen that penalty, because 20% is a lot. And some people have suggested or hoped that I would do a PTR run at some point, and I will do that at some point, but I will wait for PTR to be updated before I do that. So this is with the new version of Legends, and I also have Swifter installed as I did with the Crusader run, and I also have the world editor, which we might dabble with to increase the difficulty scaling and the champion spawn rate at some point, but we will not be touching that for a long time. And this won't be Iron Man, but this will be Honest Man, like the Crusader start was. So we will only reload if we get some absolute BS happen to us. So, for example, we meet white wolves early on and we are unable to run away from them and unable to escape from combat as well, so we will reload in case that happens, but otherwise we will just go with it. And if the whole company dies, if my favorite mercenaries die, we will just accept that and move on. And I expect a lot of deaths with this start early on especially, and we might end up also restarting this whole thing a bunch of times, because it's a pretty difficult start. Right, and we will be called the Beastie Boyos, and this will be our banner, this black bear. Late game crisis will be random, there is no permanent destruction on. Economic difficulty will be legendary, which will further increase the early difficulty of the game, but that penalty will lessen with more recruits. So we can repair and heal basically only if we camp, and we will need to assign people to specific tents to achieve those goals. And the more people we have, and as we accumulate the equipment that is available, like the training equipment or the repairing equipment, then this penalty will become far more tolerable. Combat difficulty will be legendary, as it was with the Crusader start as well. And starting funds, I decided to go with medium, so I had starting funds at high for the Crusader, but we'll go with medium here. Recommended for a balanced experience. Right, and I have all of these options enabled here. And let's see what else. The only thing enabled here is that all trade buildings are available for us. So we don't really need that, but whatever, it's fine. And without further ado, let's start the game. And yes, one more thing, of course. So the ultimate goal of this run will be to take down the Ijirok and various legendary beasts that have been added by the Legends mod. And we will also be crafting equipment out of those legendary beasts. So I haven't fought every single legendary beast, I don't think, so it will be quite interesting, especially since I think there's at least one legendary beast added in Legends recently that I have not encountered yet, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, here we are. You met the man in his home. He offered food, drink, and the contract at hand. Kill the witch of the forest and you'll be paid in sum. You and your men set out and did just that, bringing back the wench's head. But your employer only laughed upon your return. He said it was the witch who put him in power, and that you had freed him of his debts to her, that he outsmarted you and your stupid men. His lackeys stepped out of the shadows, their swords already drawn. The ambush had started upon the criminal's arrogance and ended with his head cleared from his shoulders. But it came at the cost of many of your fellow beast slayers, leaving only yourself, Hodin, Anselmes, and Ludust remaining. Monsters of this world are often kept out of sight. The cruelties of man hide behind blind allegiance, the horrors of beasts behind dark legends. As the leader of a band of beast slayers, it has become steadily more apparent that you can no longer differentiate between the two. If you are to make coin hunting creatures, then you might as well add more to the pot by adding man to the ledger. Alright. The most wicked beast is the one that thinks itself more. Right. Okay. So let's take a look at the map. Right, there is no water available anywhere. So no harbor teleporting. That's fine, whatever. Would make the game easier, but we'll deal with it. So there's a city over here. What else do we have? There's a city here. So at the start of a run, I like to go to the cities because they are a good way to get missions. They are mission hubs. And ideally, in a map you want plenty of cities. And it looks like we only have 2. But we'll make do with what we have. So where are we? We are at Helfenstein. So I guess we will go to Eidstedt first. But let's take a look at our starting people. So here's Hodin, the Beast Hunter. Starts with 36 hit points, which is very low. Has 2 stars in melee skill and melee defense and in initiative with a decent starting skill level in all of those. Doesn't get Colossus, doesn't get Resilient, so that means... Let's see, are you are probably female, aren't you? I think you're female, so okay. So she will be at risk of dying because of her low hit point situation and no way of enhancing that. So need to be very careful with her. We also start with a red back dagger, which is quite good. So this is one of the legendary weapons you can craft from the added beasts in Legends. And it applies red back poison to target. I believe it's only with the puncture, yeah. But it has good damage anyway, so we'll be using that, of course. Next up we have Anselmes, who gets 59 hit points, 58 melee skill and 5 melee defense. So is a lot sturdier than Hodin. Does have Colossus available to him as well. Let's go ahead and just take that. And what else? Guess we'll just take hit points. Well, I guess we need to decide if we want to do dodge or not. So he does get alert along with the dodge traits, or perks rather. Doesn't get a star in initiative though. Does get a nice starting initiative. But I think for now we'll just get hit points, melee skill and melee defense. And finally we have a Ludast, who starts with a crossbow and a falcon. Has 52 ranged skill, 8 ranged defense, has a star in fatigue, has access to mind over body, but doesn't have fortified mind or a star in resolve, so might never get to benefit from that. He is also faint-hearted for -5 resolve, so yeah, that is going to disincentivize me from going for resolve. But yeah, he will be our ranged character, as long as he lives at least. And I suppose we will just start with student. And let's see. Gets bows, gets throwing weapons, doesn't get crossbows. And we do have a star in ranged defense, so probably get Wind Reader. We don't get packs and belts, so might not pick up throwing mastery. So probably a bow user. But we shall see, we shall see. Let's take ranged skill. We'd go with initiative here as well. He also gets alert. Yeah, sure, whatever. I guess we might do that. We have overwhelm. We don't have onslaught. That would have been nice. Anyway, I guess we'll take initiative, at least for now. Starts with 123 and roll to +5. Let's take hit points over the fatigue here. Okay. So we just need to level up Hodin now, who is melee oriented with 36 starting hit points and no Colossus. So might just die very early. Does roll a +4 hit points here. We'll skip the initiative at least for this level. also gets alert. I guess we kind of have to go with initiative for her. We'll get some damage reduction from freedom of movement if she lives that long. So we could get alert already for plus 20% initiative. Also do something with bags and belts and quick hands. That might be more useful for the early game at least. Maybe, I don't know. So we can just pick up dodge next level. We might need that, so let's take alert. Alright, so here are our 3 starting people. They are paid quite a lot of money. We have 750 crowns to start with. And we pay 64 per day, so that is not going to last long. We also need more provisions. We could use more tools quite soon. At least our equipment is fine. We do have witch hair and gossamer, which we will probably sell early on. Let's give these bandages to Ludus. And Anselmes can have the traveler's sash. Okay, so we are also a bit low on health, perhaps. We have a broken nose. Let's heal that before we do anything. Right. Let's have a scout as well. Oh yeah, let's increase the event frequency and enable enhanced enemy tooltips as well. So event frequency to 2. Okay, let's patiently wait for the broken nose to be healed. Let's see if Helfenstein has any good mission for us. There's a return item. There's an escort caravan. So we are beast slayers, yes, but I think we still need to be a bit careful early on with these beast contracts. Find location, that's perfect. And I guess with our money situation, I'm not going to recruit anyone just yet, at least not these 2. Let's find a location. I accept. Secret Chambers of Insanity. That's a nice name. To the north. Okay. That was easy. And it will be a long time before we are able to actually deal with camps. But yeah, that's a good start for us. Let's see, can we return an item with this group? So we have 1 net as well. If we get unlucky, we're just going to die. Oh yeah, we have this direwolf belt mantle. Let's apply it here. Apply is perhaps the wrong word because we can take it out, unlike in vanilla. We are also disgruntled. Lost most of the company in betrayal. Just do an escort caravan and abandon it if things are looking too dangerous. So if we do this return item, we should probably recruit someone anyway. We don't have equipment either for them. And it's going to be expensive here probably. Let's see. Well, not that expensive. Guess we should try it. Let's buy this thick tunic. Let's also buy... Maybe we should buy a militia spear, even though it's kind of expensive. It might be too expensive. Let's buy a wooden spear, I think. It's going to be fine against bandit rabble. Also buy simple hood. Do we need anything else? Kind of want food. Yeah, we do want food. Painfully expensive. Okay, so let's recruit Adalgari. He's slightly cheaper than Catherlen. He's paid more per day though. I'm not going to bother trying out. And for now we can recruit people and have them participate in combat without worrying about the Hate for Beasts trait. But after day 25, everyone who participates in combat must have Hate for Beasts. So even if we find the Crusader or a Ranger or the Noble during one of the late game crises, we will immediately fire them if they do not have Hate for Beasts. Okay. So Adalgari here doesn't have Hate for Beasts. Does have 2 stars in melee skill with 49 starting. Otherwise he is pretty bad. He does get 9 melee defense to start with though, that's pretty good. And apparently has favored enemy Lindworm, which is... well, I mean, I guess that's fine, but it slightly stretches believability that this Mason here would like fighting Lindworms, but we'll take it, And this thick tunic can go on Hodin, I guess. And let's do a little bit of switch here. Something like this is fine. Let's give the net to Adalgari. So you are a bait. But yeah, I expect Hodin to die very soon unless we get lucky. With 40 hit points, that is definitely not conducive to survivability. Anywho, let's take the return item contract. It's to the east. Let's repair that thick tunic. There we go. Let's head east after the bandits. Okay, here they are. There's a brigand poacher here. So we have a crossbow, so we might want to wait for dawn. Even with them having a poacher. Yes, we will. Let's wait for a little bit. People can ostensibly hunt, even though they won't be able to get anything. The short amount of time we are camping. Right. So first fight, let's see if it's also the last fight of this company. We are starting at wavering. Bandit rabble are thankfully easy to kill, but we do need to be super careful in these early fights. So I guess we could take this high ground here. Probably should. So we can just snipe with the crossbow, or at least hopefully be able to snipe with the crossbow and just deal with them as they come. So let's take the high ground here and see how they deal with it. Put the crossbow here, I suppose. So no shot this turn, but that's fine. So I could leave this position undefended. I don't want this slinger to have a clear shot from an elevated position. So let's move here instead for now. Okay. We have 54 here, let's just take it. We do score a hit, but no kill. Let's wait and see what they do. Okay. And we'll continue to hold this high ground, I suppose. Let's move here with Anselmus. And we might even use this net here if we need to. We can always buy more nets. We could actually wait here before we shoot, because we'll get a better chance to hit once they're closer. Okay, let's move here and try to kill this rebel. 47% and a miss. Okay, we might even use a net already. Even though it's against the bandit rebel, but as it is a legendary combat difficulty, this guy has Colossus, has Blacksmith's Heavy Hammer and Blacksmith's Technique, so we'll be able to do a lot with that flimsy Blacksmith's Hammer. So I just used the net here already. But let's go for this rebel that is next to Ludast. Okay. We have 68% with Hodin. We do manage to hit, and that is also a kill. Helps a lot. Let's go for the 68% here. Good shot. Let's go for this one, 63. 56. One hit, one miss. She might die already if we get unlucky. Didn't get unlucky there. We only had 58%, but luckily we did manage to connect. Right, let's go for probably this cluster of enemies, I guess, instead of going for this one. Let's go for the 66 over the 60% here. Okay, good, good, good. Odin might still survive, perhaps. We don't care if Adalgari dies. Okay, 68%. Good. Almost all of them are now fleeing, so we have successfully defeated our first combat encounter with an enemy group. Let's go for this 51% here. Nice hit. Let's just wait here instead of attacking. Okay. 49. Nice. Still need to be careful with Hodin, so putting her next to this poacher with this knife is actually a dangerous idea. Okay, nice dodge by the rabble. Now we go for the poacher here. And I'll let that last guy go unless I can get a shot here. Nope. Okay. It's over. Alright. So no level ups from that, but we do get some very bad loot. Hooray. And let's collect our pay. And for our first ambition. So thematically, the wild beasts ambition would fit, but we are not fit to do that just yet. So let's instead take this one. We need allies. Forging a bond of friendship and trust with one of the towns will get the company better prices, more volunteers and more steady work. Okay. And apparently we already completed that ambition. Deciding that Helfenstein is a good place to invest your efforts, you decide to offer the protection of the company and take up any work suitable to your talents. You act like a gentleman in your dealings with the locals and encourage the men to mind their manners while in the settlement. There was, of course, some griping at first. Odin the Beast Hunter was sorely disappointed to give up brawling with the farmers, especially with the beastie boyos spending so much time in Helfenstein. But you convinced the men that having a friendly base of operations is important in your line of work, as it meant getting better prices on the market and more people willing to join your local band. It's also much less tiring not having to dodge the militia all the time. You even enlisted the men to do some small tasks in exchange for nothing but goodwill. I found that little brat who wandered off and dragged him right home, Anselmus brags, quickly outwitted by Adelgary Bate. I went to the market for the old spinster, split her firewood for winter, and even put out her washing. But I draw the line at rescuing treed cats. This will help us. Okay, so we are not going to try to hunt beasts just yet. So let's instead try this escort caravan. We might have to end up abandoning it very soon after taking it, but it is possible that we will be able to complete this without any hiccups. So let's take it. And next ambition. Okay, out of these options, I think we shall try to get the company strength back to a half-dozen men. And since we are allowed to camp while in a caravan, let's do so. We are pretty low on medical supplies, so let's gather some supplies. Let's also heal. we will need tools pretty soon. We will basically need everything. Anything and everything. Okay. A woman jumps out of the tree line beside the path. Oh, thank the gods, my prayers have been answered. Please, come quick, my grandpap has fallen down the well. Okay, I guess we can help her. And this is a lot of text. I think I will not read it. So basically the old man is going to drone on and on and on. But apparently Ludest found something good to occupy his time while the old man was babbling on. So, hooray. Right, we did successfully complete the caravan. Gathered 6 units of medicine as well. And we also have a level up for Adalgari the Bait. And let's just get Colossus, I suppose. And get hit points at least. Melee skill, hit points and initiative, I suppose. Let's see if we can buy tools or something here for a reasonable price. Apparently not. Right, what about food? Good enough. Don't really have a lot of money to work with. To do a lot of missions before we are actually able to afford more recruits. Yeah, this map is a bit difficult, definitely. Let's head to Brookstart. Uneventful journey. Hey, what kind of contracts are available here? We are not driving off brigands with this group. But we could find a location and return an item. Let's do the return item first. Return exotic hairless cat. Good one. Okay, northeast. Okay, this fight might be in the forest. Unless we can do a little trick here. We can, so it's instead going to be on the hills. There is a poacher and a rabble poacher. Yeah, it's only hills or forest. Okay. Let's see if we roll well here. We do, okay. So this fight should go well with the terrain we rolled. Would be a different story if they started on the high ground. Let's wait and see how they position themselves and then decide how we position ourselves. Right? And as before, we need to be pretty careful with Hodin the Beast Hunter. Though it's definitely no end of the world if she does die. she's good, but we can eventually replace her with someone far better. We could go for a free shot here. It's a bit risky though. It's probably worth it though, even as it is risky. We can move Ludust here and hopefully finish this rabble off if need be. So I will do that. 58% and a miss. Okay. So let's move Ludus there and 75 is a hit. No kill, but good damage. Okay, so Anselmes is third year and I want to stop this rabble from taking this position. So let's move here. Adalgari needs to protect Ludust. So I suppose we spear wall over here. Okay. Good. And this guy is acting after both of our melee dudes. So instead of shooting at him or her with Ludust now, we can shoot at someone else. Shoot at this guy with the cleaver. Oh, okay. So we do kill someone. We didn't kill the guy we were shooting at, but I'll take it. That's a good result. 71, okay, good. And 62 missed. And we have a lot of fatigue to play with, so we can continue to spear wall if we choose to do so. I guess it's fine. One. Let's get right next to this. Well, actually, no. Or should we? Yeah, okay. Let's get next to this poacher here. Let's wait with Ludust. Anselmus can go for this rabble. Misses a 55. Right. Let's just go for this rabble here. And go for the 63% here. Nice shot. Starting with the tier 2 crossbow definitely has its advantages. 66. A hit and 68. A kill. Good, good. $55. Misses. Nice. That guy's gone. Let's just let this rabble poacher go. Let's wait here. Actually, we can stop this rabble poacher, so let's do so. Also, what are you wearing? Oh, it's just your beard. Okay. Thought that was some item of clothing. Some weird, kinky equipment. But no, he's just naked and has something tied to his beard. Okay. I'm not judging. I'm just observing. Right. And that's that. We get 3 level ups. Will help us a lot. Also get their garbage. Okay, holding the Beast Hunter first. And this is going to be initiative. We low rolled basically everything else anyway. So initiative, melee skill, and melee defense. And let's take dodge. Will boost her survivability. Plus 19 melee defense currently. That will go down, but it's good anyway. Anselmus is next, gets plus 3 melee skill, gets plus 4 hit points, and gets plus 2 melee defense. And yeah, So we could go with initiative for him as well. And though we haven't actually given him any initiative just yet, but does start fairly high. Let's see, what else can we do here? We could get crippling strikes and executioner. We could get quick hands and do something with that. We could get feint, which does help quite a bit. It also helps others. If an attack misses, it costs 20% less fatigue and leaves the opponent parried, lowering their defenses by 10. So that is good. Pathfinder is pretty useful. Recuperation is okay. Balance we can't make use of, at least yet. We're probably going nimble instead of lithe, but we'll see. I'm leaning towards taking feint here. So he will reach 80 to 88 melee skill, plus whatever comes after level 11, plus whatever comes from the training. So we'll reach 90 plus, so we don't need to go for spears, even though we might. We do have spear perks available. So let's just take feint. Yeah, sure. It's better to have the dagger for you in that case. So let's do a little switcheroo here, like so. And finally we have Ludust. And let's take fatigue, range defense, and ranged skill here. We'll just probably use a bow, and it's going to be fine. So gifted is always good. Might take that. We could do something with adrenaline, but we already have a pretty high initiative. Let's take gifted, I think. So more ranged skill. I suppose since we get Wind Reader, we should take more ranged defense as well. Do we get Berserk? We do. We don't get Battle Flow. We do get a Recover. So for our final skill points, We either go initiative or fatigue, probably. Let's go with the fatigue, I think, since we don't get battle flow. Okay. And we should probably repair, so let's do that. Okay, Adalgarit Bait has gained 1 fatigue. It's all worth it. It's basically meaningless, but it's better than losing fatigue, I suppose. We do need more tools pretty soon. But breaking stuff down is very inefficient at the moment because we don't have the salvaging equipment. Okay, let's see what else. We have caravan and yeah, we have find location. Exploration, the thrill of the unknown. 300 crowns to the west. Okay, let's do that. Once again, easy. So this has been going quite well so far. Do need more food once again though. And I guess we'll take another caravan. Let's sell some garbage here. We'll probably get net repair on someone, so we might want to hold on to this broken throwing net. And I'll just sell this staff, even though we don't have a reach weapon. Keep this monk's robe. People are expensive. There is a peddler here, and eventually we might want a peddler, but currently that is a bit steep. Let's take the caravan here. See if we are able to do 2 successful caravan missions in one session. Yeah, we do need a roster of 6 to complete this ambition as well, so we should recruit anyone who's cheap. It looks like we'll get into a fight as well here. Alright. Should be fairly easy with these caravan hands helping us, but we'll see, we'll see. There's a couple of high ground spots here that we could take. We probably will. Let's set up camp here and spear wall. Go for this cleaver rabble. Nice kill. Start for this fight, and I guess we just stay put with Odin and Anselmus. Let's move actually Hodin here so these slingers don't have a clear line of sight. Okay, they're being cagey, playing hard to get. Circling us like a pack of hungry hyenas, but not committing to the melee. So 55 there, 61 for this. Let's go for the 61. Missed. Let's spear wolf here, I suppose. Okay, we could go for this rabble poacher here. Slightly risky move though. Has the potential to go badly, but I think I'll do it. And with Anselmus we engage at least one of these guys. I guess we engage this one and let this rabble kill himself against these caravan hands. 55. Successful hit. And yeah, for whatever reason, whenever you're escorting a caravan, the enemy has a weird fetish of trying to kill the donkeys fast. Even if they're standing next to an actual threat. So, very weird and very annoying behavior, but whatever. Just have to deal with it. Okay, 61 for this, and we miss. Going for the donkey. 61, miss. Okay, one down. And let's continue to spearball here. Okay, still unable to kill the rabble poacher. As you can see, going for the donkey there for some strange, obscure reason. And this rabble is being rude. Goes next to Ludest, so let's try and kill him as soon as possible. Shoot a bolt and... okay, good. That rabble has now ceased to be. Okay, let's be aggressive with Adalgari. Don't care if he dies. Still going for the donkey, I see. What a donkey move. Alright. There we go. It's over. No level ups. You'll get some food and money and tools. And various other junk. Right, let's equip these quivers of arrows. Make some room in our inventory. Let's also equip this knife. And this knife. Also we have this monk's robe we should repair. Right. That's fine. Ammunition is starting to be a bit low. Maybe we should fletch instead of hunt. And we continue. Okay, along the road we get some flavor text. A man tracked by buzzards is found on the side of the road. He's not hurt or wounded, just exhausted. He asks with a cracking voice if maybe he could spend the night in the company of mermen. Join us at the campfire for tonight. You sit about the fire. The traveler speaks of a crime and its punishment. Out in Hemmelsburg, they hanged a boy for killing a merchant. Said he threw a stone at the trader to knock him off his cart. He then ran over to steal his things, but the stoned man wasn't knocked out. So he drew his dagger and the boy drew his, and I guess the boy was the one left standing when it was all said and done. Of course, he'd now just be left swinging. Talk of the execution say he kicked good and long, wouldn't stop kicking even after he was dead. Maybe his cold feet were looking for warmth. Interesting. Yes, that's a nice story. Thank you for that. And we have successfully completed this caravan contract as well. You've made it. And delivered the caravan just as you'd promised. Right. Let's see. Do we have anything here? Preparing feast, huh? They're still kind of expensive for tools, but we do have the penalty of 20%. Okay, so nothing exciting here. And I think that's long enough for this first episode. So next time we will be doing more of the same, looking for contracts that we can actually complete and attempt them, hopefully successfully complete them and get level ups on our people, which will enable us to do more difficult things. And it seems Adalgari has leveled up here, so let's quickly level him up. Melee skill, melee defense, and initiative. That's fine. And let's also get gifted for melee skill, melee defense, and hit points. There we go. But yeah, that's enough for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.